When you watch a knife glove combo video on YouTube, you're taking fashion advice from a gamer, essentially. I don't know where you get your information from, but gamers are not known for their fashion advice. So today, I'm going to give you some actual good knife glove combos in CS2 that aren't just matching. Because matching is the safe choice. Sure, it works, but it's the I don't know what I'm doing, so I'll make sure everything's the same color type of vibe. Matching works, it's fine. But you're spending hundreds of dollars on a knife and a glove in the game, so you gotta look good, not fine. There's three types of ways to have combinations: matching colors, contrasting colors, or complementary colors. Today, I'll give you some combos across all three approaches. These are my personal favorites, but there are an infinite amount more. So feel free to tell me I'm wrong in the comments. I will not care about your opinion. However, someone else may. We're going to start off with contrasting colors first. Because contrast is bold, it's loud, it speaks for itself, and it can really showcase your creativity. First one, I'm going to go with the Polygon gloves and the rust coat knife. Now this one's going to require a little bit of homework. You want that rust coat at the highest float possible. Why? Because the higher float it has, the more orange it reads. And it's almost like a burnt sienna type of color against the Polygon's royal blue. Those high floats are super expensive though on the Steam market. Good thing the Chinese marketplace UPin has opened up a sibling company in the US and NA, UUSkins, sponsor of today's video. This video is brought to you by UUSkins, the best alternative to the Steam market in North America and Europe. Yes, I know what I just said. You get Chinese rates without the VPN headache of signing up for Chinese sites. No trade holds, instant delivery, and their support system is real people and they actually respond. They've also been generous enough to sponsor a giveaway with the channel. Everyone can sign up for a StatTrak AK-47 Inheritance in Field Tested, and members of the YouTube channel will be able to sign up for a Kukri Knife Slaughter, as well as a Shadow Daggers Gamma Doppler. Thank you very much to UUSkins for sponsoring this video. There you go. Blue and orange, these are complementary colors. Something a painter would know, but not necessarily a gamer. It's fine. That's why I'm here. I could bridge the gap for you guys. You're not going to see this one in game often. If the Polygon gloves don't speak to you, you can try the Amphibious gloves as well. They're a little bit brighter, and they work well with the rust coat, but they work well with other knives as well, such as the Tiger Tooth. Now, blue and yellow is my favorite color combination, especially when it's like a super bright highlighter type of yellow. This one is not that, but it's still yellow, which is chaotic. It screams for attention, and the blue kind of grounds it out. It calms the entire thing down. Without those colors bringing it down a little bit, it's too chaotic. A better orange that works with the Amphibious gloves as well is the Butterfly Knife Fade, and the Butterfly Knife Fade specifically. Because the Butterfly Knife Fade has a pattern called the Mango Fade, which is like an entire orange blade. And instead of being like an autumn tone orange, like the rust coat, it's more of a like summer bright orange. But it's not like traffic cone, it's like sunset orange. The Amphibious, again, it's your grounding force. Sort of like the nice bright blue ocean, and that butterfly knife is peeking over like the horizon on the sunset. Both oranges work, but this one I believe is a little bit better for the Amphibious gloves. Now we move to some complementary colors. Complementary colors aren't contrasting colors, but they're also not matching. They're like right in between. It's like a guitar player and a bass player, right? We're not comparing a guitarist to a drummer, but they're still different. We're going to stick with the Amphibious gloves for a second. We're going to go with the Karambit Fade this time. And yes, the Karambit Fade in specific, again, because a lot of the Karambit Fade patterns are typically all pink or half pink, half purple. You don't have a lot of the red, orange, and yellow like you do on a lot of the other fade knives. And that's because blue, like a nice ocean royal blue, goes very well with like a blush pink. And you see why they're complementary? The gloves don't make the knife pop, the knife doesn't make the glove pop. They both become brighter by each other's presence being there. That's what a complementary combo will do. Another complementary combo exists on one glove itself. It's the Vice gloves, but I think those are a little bit overdone, and you can find a glove knife combo that does the same thing. And it's the Spearmint gloves, as well as a Phase 2 Doppler knife. Anyone will work, but the more pink, the better. As I said, the Vice gloves, they've kind of been done to death at this point. If you want that pink and blue Miami Vice 80s type of energy, and you don't want to be all the way basic, this is your answer. Spearmints give you that mint blue color, and the Phase 2 is going to give you that pink. Now we combine those things, we get those Miami Vice colors. And like the previous combo, they work together to make each other brighter. Like peanut butter and jelly. The next one is my personal favorite. It is the lore knives, as well as the driver gloves racing green. This is probably going to be your cheapest one, depending on the knife you pick. And the gloves are, I'm pretty sure, the cheapest ones in the game for some reason. This gives like an old money type of vibe. You know, you just finished rowing or some shit, playing equestrian. That's what green and gold are. They're naturally like luxurious colors when put together. Specifically a forest green, not a bright emerald, you know, lime green. Forest green. The lore knives all have a forest green handle. Combine that with the forest green gloves. They're exactly the same color. And it's complemented by that nice bright gold of the lore knives. It's loud, but it's quiet, if that makes sense. And since the green is on the gloves, you could pair this with like any golden gun in the game. This is definitely my dream loadout here. Right, AK fuel injector with the green gloves, M4 golden coil, Alt Manowar, Alt Prince, Alt Dragon Lore, M4 Royal Paladin, Famas Commemoration, those type of skins, right? You could build a beautiful, beautiful, sick loadout from just these two colors. Our last complementary combo is going to be the Arid gloves plus the Doppler knife. I say Doppler because it pretty much works with any single phase, which is a really good thing about these Arid gloves. The Doppler knife comes in a fuck ton of varieties. So let's look at every single one. Now phase 1 and 2 kind of look the same, 3 and 4 kind of look the same, so I'm kind of bunching them together here. The phase 2 with the beige is kind of just a softer, more elegant combo. It's not as loud as the Miami Vice light blue pink combo, but it's not muted either. Phase 4 Doppler is typically a whole lot of blue on it. And the beige and the blue is kind of like sand and water. Nice, just type of chill, Mediterranean type of vibe you got going on. Going back to that old money vibe, you pull out a ruby knife with the Arid gloves. It's like blood and sand, wine and gold. Really, really nice colors that go together very well as well. Gold and forest green go just as well as gold and like a wine deep red. Take that sapphire and you build upon the phase 4 thing I was talking about. It's just a nice bright blue sand and water type of vibe contrast you got going on. They complement each other very well. Black pearl is the more modern and quiet variety. However, it tends to be a little bit more purple in game, which kind of does the same as the pink. It just lets the purple shine a little bit, but it's not loud enough to take away from the beige part of the gloves. Now here we just got like a mixed pool of shit. These are like the more high tier combos. I really like the Bayonet Vanilla with the Hedge Maze gloves. Again, this is more complementary. I chose the Bayonet Vanilla in specific because it has a like an all white blade, which is a little bit more gray now in CS2, but in CSGO it was way, way brighter. But still, the white and the lime green complement each other really well. It's sort of like a tennis type of vibe you got going on. They let each other shine. The lime green makes the white look really white, and the white makes the lime green look really lime green, if you understand what I'm saying. You can't really use the urban mask. You need a clean knife because it's a clean vibe you got going on. There ain't no dirty motherfuckers going to a tennis game. And if you have the Hedge Maze, I'm sure you can afford an AK hydroponic, which goes really well with the entire vibe. Another one that also works with the Hedge Maze, these are contrasting colors for sure. Hedge Maze and a ruby knife. Now, this isn't an expensive fucking combo. However, it looks incredible. If you can't go that deep, maybe an autotronic knife. Now, if you keep the green from not being forest green, it doesn't look like Christmas. It looks like almost Italian racing. It's more akin to like a racing stripe as opposed to like a holiday decoration. And there's great colors to complement this in a loadout. The M4 full throttle for the M4A4, the M4 hot rod for the A1S, and the dual Berettas twin turbo I think really hammer home the vibe pretty well. Right? It's green and red racing gun. Lastly, the most expensive one, the Hedge Maze and the Black Pearl. Black laminate also works. Right? The dark blade is letting the glove do the talking. Dominating, but the purple in the black pearl is still there enough to not, to not make the lime green super overbearing. The knife's just there for the animation. It's the canvas. The gloves are the flex. They're dark foundation, bright accent. We have the Pandora's box gloves next. These are the purple variant of the Hedge Maze. Are both the most expensive gloves in the game. This is like a complementary combo. It's more unorthodox. It's dark, deep red with Pandora's box. Not ruby, think crimson web. Right, you can't really use every purple. Like the Imperial Plaids do a decent job, but they're not as good. A dark, deep purple and a dark, deep crimson. When the shades align, it's moody. They complement each other very well, and it becomes one of the most underrated combos in the game. And if you like the flex, you can get a factory new crimson web. This is going to be one of the most expensive combos in the game. If you have the Imperial Plaids, I suggest mixing it with the lore. Again, purple and yellow, kind of like a royal vibe. So that's your framework. If you want to play it safe, match, watch every other video on YouTube. If you want to stand out, contrast. If you don't want to stand out, but you don't want to match like everyone else in the game, consider complementary colors. But here's the moral of the story. Don't take loadout advice from people. Let's not take loadout advice from people who think RGB shit looks cool and their rooms are completely neon green from Razer peripherals. Cheers.